Hey, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing well. So this is going to be a reading about Chiron, the planet Chiron. This is a part of the astrological system. This is also in regards to Chiron and what it does in relation to how it affects us as a whole, as individuals star signs, on our lives, what it does and what it's doing right now. Okay, so Chiron. Absolutely, it says it's not going to be easy to get out everything that it wants to do, or even say right now, because of the time that it wants to use a problem to give you more than a curse that is lifted. Okay, so Chiron's supposed to be a good planet. It's supposed to help people to be more thoughtful about their lives. Mostly in death wishes is what somebody wants people to look at in this energy right now. Okay, or things ending or transforming or dying out. Okay, not necessarily dead, like you're gonna die, like people are gonna die, but people that have Chiron in their chart or in their energy field right now, it's mostly to kill off energies that are negative or nasty, or people that want to know that it's going to be used to kill people directly, harm them, hurt them, transform their lives with revenge. Okay, this is what the energies looked at right now in a cause for concern type of way, because it could be cornucopia that is used to participate in this war. So right now it's going to bring in good news and bad news to you all. At times it's not always going to bring good news to you. However, it says not to worry about it too much, because it doesn't need you to speak about it all the time. And it doesn't need you to come out with things all the time to talk about in your way of looking at things, because somebody here doesn't want you to. However, it says it's not their fault that they feel that way. Someone's been looking at the astrological charts too in your realm or around you, and they see nothing but war with you. So they don't know how to perceive your conscious ideas or your mindset around theirs when they want to punish your head around what it is that they see and want to challenge you to look into things that they see. Okay, so you've got someone that's controlling. You may even see them as a mastermind or a negative spirited person or woman. This person doesn't want to know that they're even looking at you directly, but they get cursed all the time. Doesn't say that they're cursed right now, but they are warned to not look at you directly, because you see them, they see you. Especially when you're going to look into this reading and see them, because they're there now. And they've been asking your mindset to want to look into this energy. Okay, because they've been asking, when is she going to challenge me so I can challenge her? Or when is he going to challenge me so I can challenge him? Either way, it says this person does not want to know that they're going to challenge you all the time, but they realize they can read better than you or see things in a far more way than you do. However, it says that's not going to be always the answer. People do have their own perspective on life. People also look at things in a different way, challenging their mind to look at things in different ways according to their laws, their values, their system, their mindset, their curiosities, and all kind of different things that come into play. So it doesn't make sense people bullying people over charioting around the head. Ideally, they go this way, they go that way. People go any way they want to in Cancer. Cancerian energy pivots one way and they pivot another at the same time. Sometimes they go in different directions, or they could just go one way today and one way tomorrow. But it says, warning, you don't have to speak about this narcissism in a mind of a man that has controlled your mindset around this person that wants to bully you or be mad at you. You don't know how to communicate with me, is what she says. However, it says she doesn't need to know why you do communicate with her. She warns herself not to trust you or give you bad news. She never wanted to know that you was going to see her again or be mad at her. She never knew that you was going to karmically give yourself problems or even solve your problems around her head. She just challenges your mind every day to see what it is you're doing, where you're going, what you look like, what you're wearing, and anything else that could come to her mind to challenge your head around people. Because she mimics people. She laughs at this as well, how she can talk like other people or use spirit or spiritual energy to talk like other people. She can bring up their voices in her head and make it sound like as if she's the one that's saying things to you, but with their voices. And she also knows people's daily lives and their attributes and things as well. So she uses that energy as a way around her head to punish your energy and causes a scene around you. Now, it doesn't say much is going on with her, but it does say she knows that she could cast a spell on you and use the folklore energy in her to punish you through Chiron's energy, which is something she knew very well as a child. She doesn't know where it's going in her mind. She doesn't even know what she's doing in her mind. And she definitely doesn't know the word Chiron. Okay, she may be of a descendant of another planetary energy, or even another continent, like another continent in like Gambia, or like Africa, basically. All right, it says she knows she's from another continent around the world, maybe even in Africa or somewhere else. Okay, but it says she doesn't know why she's even involving herself in witchcraft that moodily, because she says she gets angry every time she has to see herself in a bad way. She wants to put harm on you and your chest, or your personal parts down there, or wherever it is that it will hurt your head. It could be your back, it could be your lungs, it could be anywhere, but she puts pain there. And she tries to crawl into the mind with a sizzling type of energy, which she uses to curdle around your mind at times too, with a snake-like energy hissing at you, as she uses snake objects on her mind all the time. She uses them physically at times when she wants to get a snake and charm the snake. She used them purposely as well to punish you, or even give you good news at times when she wants to give you good news, but she wants herself not to speak because she needs a time alone in her mind to see how she can karmically give you pain. Okay, she knows that she's got to tease her mind away from the situation. She's trying to get out of it, by the way. And she knows her time is up, or it's coming to an end. Hence why she feels like she's going to die soon. Or the people are telling her not to speak about you no more, to take your mind away from hers is not easy, because she'd rather you not look at her while she's doing her spells. But she also knows that she could look at you and you could look at her, or you could look at her and you could give yourself time to not see her, or you can see her but you can't see what she's doing. Okay, hence why she's always there and you're like, well, what's happening, I can't see what she's doing. I can feel the energies, but I can't see what this woman's doing. It says Chiron is whooping your ass for some of you guys with this woman's spell. Doesn't say it's good news. Chiron is a spell casting energy. It does use bad news on the universe to harm people. It looks at people in the mental health of Pluto and warns them not to have good news. Okay, so this can work on anybody. You don't have to be the star sign of Scorpio or any other star sign that's related to Pluto, right? But it says she knows that you're a Scorpio. She also knows that Chiron energy can be used to punish you through her mental health, which is spell work, through the divinational work she does and where it's going. She looks at her ancestors, she looks at you, she looks at the ancestors playing a part in your mind, how they punish it, and she warns herself to tell them to punish it. She asks the ancestors to punish it some more and more. She asks for them to go inside your mind and play with it. She asks for them to go there with Chiron's energy and Pluto. She also knows that Mars can play a role, but it would be too harsh. It may shout at you and tell you off. So she uses planetary curses to curse you, and she uses the moon, the stars, and the planets to harm you. This is where it goes wrong. If you ever try to harm her, because she says, I know I got a backup plan. If you ever try to use my mindset on me, okay, and it's not true really, because she knows the planets more than you. The thing is, you didn't know that you could use planets to curse people. Okay, for some of you, you might do, but some of you did not know that you could use these moons, these stars, these planets to karmically curse people. So I said, I'm warning you not to witchcraft me, is what you said to this woman. Okay, maybe you told this woman not to curse you. For some of you guys, knowing that you're not in those spells, you're not in any witchcraft, you're not in any problems, you just know that you're going through evil men and women that are cursing you. These people will curse the hell out of you. They would never want to see themselves go through a problem. They will see problems in their mindset. However, it says they're not going to have good news, so don't follow them, okay? Even if you wanted to say, all right, you know what, I caught your message. I could use this energy on you or someone else around me because they're getting on my nerves. What if I need to use it? Warning, don't follow her mindset, because it could help you to have problems in the near future or backfire on you, and it's not cool, because they know why. They go through all the time. Spells cause a scene in their head where they have to challenge the energy to move away from their head, and they can't get it away from them. They will start picking on the energies, and they can't stop bringing themselves back to the spell that karmically cursed you, and it curses them, but it curses them in a way that they can come out of it for a day or two, but not forever. It's like it will come back and bite them, and it keeps doing that, hence why they keep picking on you. As they spell your name, then it picks on you, then it picks on them, then they come back and they feel the pain, then again they have to go around in circle and pick on you and pick on themselves with the energies too. It keeps harming them. They regret it. They absolutely hate it. They know that it's not good for them to even pass their minds around you and harm you with their spell work, right? It says this energy field is not against the law to use. Ideally, it can make you feel like you're worthwhile in your mind to use spells, but it's not going to bring you good news. It's not going to help you in any way to bring good news. And it doesn't warn you of financial difficulties ending or problematic situations going away or anything. It doesn't help, okay, is what someone wants to say more than anything in regards to these spells. Because someone says you will use all kind of different energy to bring what you want, but it says, warning, what if I could do it in a safe way to bring myself financial gain, happiness, money, okay? It says it's not going to be easy to use spiritual energy to attack, okay? Or even keep you held down or disposed, because people want to dispose your energy and don't want you to know nothing as well. So it doesn't make sense them warning you how to use these spells, but it does say that they do use it for rituals to harm you. So why wouldn't you want to use it for rituals to harm them or to protect yourself? Okay, because even a parent around you knows enough to know that you shouldn't be using these energies to backfire on yourself. However, she's done a lot more spell work on you than she really wanted to, or she does it for fun, and she realized she doesn't want anyone to have the upper hand over her or power over her. But it says, warning, what if I do need it because you keep cursing me, and I don't want you to curse me because you don't listen? Hence why I could use it on a neighbor or a friend, not even a friend, but an enemy. And a participated mindset of mine could help to defend myself this way. I need to protect myself. So warning, do I want to defend you, is what this person says in Chiron. Because this man says he doesn't know you, but he also knows that he's been witchcrafting you or putting spells on you too. He's a liability though. He's a warned man. And he says, I know that I love myself around you and your mindset, but the evil government is out to get me. I probably don't want to see you, but I'm your mum. I'm your dad. And it says this man doesn't know where he's going with his spells. However, he doesn't use folklore energy to participate in the mind. He never used any bloodline magic to participate in the mind. And he's warned himself any child around you could participate in these liabilities. It says no child around you is going to do it yet, apart from one son. He could be younger than you by many. Okay, ideally your youngest child. It doesn't say that child wants to do witchcraft, nor will your grandchildren want to do it, or your great-grandchildren. This has to end today, okay, for your grandparents. They know that it's not right to do spell work. Ideally, it could harm somebody. It's not something you want to participate or give to yourself all the time. It's just that you want to come out of rituals that are going to harm you and go down in the head. Because people keep challenging your head to talk differently, speak differently, see differently. Challenge your voice as well, your voice box, or even telling your voice box that you need to hear a sound that is not of yours or is somebody else's voice, okay? It says this person doesn't know why they keep challenging it or why they keep using their mindset around you, why they keep feeling like they have to warn themselves to talk to you or even talk around you or your mindset, or using your mind and your body and your lungs and everything, using you to talk, okay, or speak for them, like as if you're a teleportation of their mind, okay? Like you've got to be the voice for their voice, okay? Spiritually, they could be inside of you and they're trying to use you like as if you're a puppet, all right? Like you're some type of, afterlife woman being used as a problematic situation could come about. However, it makes sense more to them than it might do to you. So just keep watching this reading or try and understand it in your own way, okay? Because it can get riddly. It says, you're not going to understand everything I do. I'm Satan. But it says this is a warning sign for this man to stop putting spells on you. He knows his nasty mind doesn't like to put spells on you all the time or all day long, but he does it at times when he can't let go of the victim mentality in his head. He feels hard done by you not listening to him. He's a narcissistic traitor. He's warned to walk away and he doesn't know how. So he uses his mind to punish you through government laws or even systematic values or people's problems, many people around you, or sister energy, which is, I know you have problems with your family members, maybe even participating around you with Virgo. Maybe that's a sister sign of yours, or anyone that's next to you in the star sign realm. Maybe even seeing that you've got challenges with people around you, just anybody. It could be anyone, right? Then he doesn't know how to participate in these things all the time, but he realized people will come for you. Naturally, people come for you anyway. Yeah, naturally, people are looking for people to harm them in their own little shallow ways or their own vindictive ways or their own mindsets, you know. But it says he knows that he could push their energies towards getting you and participating in problems. It says, why would I need to keep going through these problems with your mindset? Where's it going? He says he doesn't know how to participate with the mindset. He realized that you will not want to know any more about his head. However, you don't know where you're going with the mindset of his. Doesn't say you don't know, but you may find a way out if you look into it. And it does say that you found it, okay? And it doesn't say that it's good news to look into everything, but you will, because you know something? Who says it's not good news to look into everything when the mindset is of yours, but it's not of theirs? Because they want to punish you with whatever they can use to make sure they look good above and beyond you, and then you can't get out of the problem. So when you start speaking in tongues is what they want, but it doesn't work forever. It says you will have to look at them bringing themselves down and lowering themselves down upon your mindset. You have victim mentality is what they want to say. You've got problems with your mind. That's what they want to say. They boring everybody with this problem. There's lots of people that are going through this mental health problem or worse, okay? Yours might not be a mental health problem. It could be someone inflicting you with mental health or trying to give you that problem, okay? But it says, warning, mental health problems are coming from Chiron with ancestors, people that are looking at them and trying to punish them with many, many things going on. And it doesn't say anybody's trying to do good or bad to anybody else. And it doesn't say that anyone's going to give themselves good news with anybody on this planet. It doesn't say anything that's going to change or even have a good reason to change. It might burden you, okay? That's why we see no problem at all to give you good news. However, it says, why do we have to participate in bad news? Where's it going with you all? I don't want to change is what it's saying. It doesn't say that you have to change, but what if I don't want to change? I'm stubborn, okay? This person says he doesn't want to change because he knows he's a liability. He doesn't want to change because he knows he's a mental health warlock. He knows he doesn't want to change because he doesn't like people. He doesn't like people, okay? He doesn't want to know that he could even like anybody. But why is that bothering you all the time? Why should you have the burden on you because of him and his unwantedness to change, you know? Doesn't sound, realistic. Doesn't sound like it's solving a problem for you either, because the problem is that he wants to know you're never solving your problem. But the situation is that we want to know that you are. Ideally, you want to know that you are, all right? So it says, try to warn yourself to see who's there. Ideally, the watchers, okay? Someone says the watchers is watching you, okay? These people are knowing who you are. They want to know how to solve problems too. However, it says, ideally, I want to know that you're there and I really do want to help you. But how do I help you when I know that I'm problematic in myself? I want to know who you are. And I'm not trying to say that you're not good, but why haven't you solved my problem yet? Okay? That's the part that you need to look into as well, okay? Because really and truly, even if these watchers are there, who the hell are they and why are they watching things not doing much to help you? Or they can do things, but, they're not doing everything they can to get you out of the problem. It's there for years, okay? So why is it that we always like you being in that problem for years is what they probably want to say too. So is this a mind game? Is this riddling you? This is Chiron energy as well, is it? Well, it doesn't say it's always there, but the problem is that there is people in the Freemason realm that are the watchers. These people always use Chiron energy and probably Pluto and Mars to harm people, okay? There is other places they could go like Jupiter, planet Uranus, or anywhere that they could look into these things, but they know that they could use these planets to hurt you. This is not a good look for anybody, okay? This is not going to be good for you to use either, is what they say. And no wonder you said Venus earlier. Venus is also a planet that can kill people. They didn't know that, but they realized that they use it a lot to kill people. Even participating in death wishes, bloodline magic rituals, or people that are tormented to the point they can't come home. Ideally, they can't go back to their normal way of thinking or their normal way of life. Ghosts and spirits start taking them away. Okay, through Pluto's energy, through Vex Venus, because it's called Vex Venus. Okay, and ideally Jupiter doesn't get involved, but it says Mars, Vex Venus, and Pluto, those energies. Okay, and the watchers are around in Pisces. Oh, they're there. They're just not participating in anything that's going to give you good news. Okay, so it says, warning: if you ever see yourself in a mindset of theirs, try to give yourself good news for your mindset. Believing your mindset around situations is going to be helpful. How you help yourself and give yourself good news is going to be good to you. Why is it going to be bad news? No, it's not. So where's it going in your mindset today with people? You don't know. However, it says that you do know, but you can support yourself around people's problems, or you could give yourself back to God. However, is it that God is a planet? Because clearly now I need to say something. Is God's realm where you are, watchers? And where is that realm? Okay. It says, well, we know that we're all around. So if you're all around, what planets do you reside in? Or do you just keep a hold on them like God would keep a hold on all the planets and use them? God says it's not going to be easy to solve, because I know God is not really there in my mindset. I know this. But it says, even if you know that, who are you? I am the devil. Okay, so if the devil exists, why wouldn't God exist then? We have to break you down into some knowledge. We know that we are the watchers. We bring people down into the mindset of yours, and we help people, and we probably don't want to help people enough. This is where Chiron comes in again and says, I don't want to help you, in their opinion. Because you say, when people want to give you good news and give you bad news at the same time, they use this cornucopia energy. Ideally, it's not a bad thing all the time, right? Cornucopia, because it's supposed to be a good thing. It's supposed to be helpful. It's supposed to be given, all right? Like Thanksgiving. But it says they give you things in a way that it's problematic. Did you not know why we Thanksgiving energy? Like, like with you now, you might think, all right, I'm being thankful for something. I'm playing a role to be thankful about this or thankful for that. No, these people have twisted things and turned things around for many, many years. Hence why we've got the good and bad situation where everything is bad, but it's good. Okay, even in the government, see, they've twisted things for years. So anything that you think is supposed to be good is bad. Now, they know in cornucopia it is bad. We think it is good, all right? But they have ruled over the planet with their witchcraft. They've used the moon and the stars and the planets to curse people and try to trouble them. And warning, if Satan's coming into this reading, or anybody in a watcher is trying to look at us right now to punish us, it's because they don't want us to know. Okay, but it says, warning, we don't have to speak about everything right here, right now. All we want to do is try to move past these energies that we've been feeling that have been bothersome to us, because we know that we need to use energies of the planet just like anybody else that's entitled to this, because it's our universe. It's not the government's, it's the universe belonging to the people through God. Okay, whoever put the moon, the stars and the planets there, it is ours, and we're allowed to use these energies to punish whoever just the way they're punishing us, or give ourselves good news. Okay, give ourselves great blessings or good news. Okay, so it doesn't say that we can't use these energies. It's just warning, we have to be careful when we're using it, because of the watchers or people that are moaning or even reaping what they sow in bad news, because they're trying to use it for negativity, revenge, or hurtful things. And not revenge necessarily to like give you problems because you've done something wrong. Ideally, someone's done something wrong and then you need to get revenge back. Not that kind of. In fact, there could be people doing that. But I'm talking about the ones that are just vindictive and they're nasty and they're evil. The ones that set the problem up first. Like, they go and set the problem up. They go and do things to harm you. And then there's a backlash, okay? We're talking about the shit starters, okay? People that like to start trouble or stir trouble, okay? Those people. Hence why you may have problems right now with a neighbor around you. She has problems in her head. She doesn't want to give up. Okay, she's always going to come back in the next week or 2 or 3 to punish you. We will see you down that road with her. Punishing her is what many people might want to say, because they're holding on to people around her to punish you too. This could be her neighbors, ideally the neighbors around her in other ways. Okay, but it says people that are mostly likely to harm you is people in schools, in the law, in the doctors, in the realms where she goes and studies in her mind, because she goes in realms in her mind and studies things, her ancestors and people that are there. But it says, warning, don't follow this woman down a dark road. Try and see how you could curse her way forward, or even believe her mindset will heal in itself, or bring her down in her own mind around her own star sign, maybe, or just around her head in a way that you could give her good news, but not really. Because why does she deserve good news? It says punishing her is not going to give you good news, but then punishing myself, giving her good news, is going to help, is it? That means I have to pacify this woman like as if she's my baby. Oh, hell no, I'm not giving her that. Okay, and it says it's not going to be easy taking yourself out the spell or the problem, but it says it's not going to be easy taking myself out the problem altogether if I have to pacify her. Why would I need to pacify her? Because she's got mental health, yeah, and she's always targeting me. Now, when you see the witchcraft working in your favor in a week or two after we've given you spells, is what they want to say, then they realize they got the upper hand again. Don't listen to them. Because there's spiritual energies around you that you might even hear through clairvoyance. You can feel her ancestors, or you can feel negative energy of hers. You can feel burdensome negative energies of hers too. You can warn yourself that problems are going to come about, or things are going to come about to bother you, or even problematic situations that could bother you, and you don't want them to bother you. So you're going to see a problem with her or not, but you're going to give yourself problems again, trying to bother yourself out of the problem. These things are too much for your mindset. Okay, it says right now you'll have to move on and say, I know that I'm doing something to bless my way forward, but I don't want to know that I'm going to riddle myself into another problem. So you're not going to talk to me like as if I'm stupid. You're going to see me seeking the kingdom of God, and you're going to warn my mindset again, are you, when I'm with God, that his spells and his powers are not working. Now, I'll use the universe on you. I'll use every moon and star and planet there is that God showed me how to use to punish you. Okay, through Satan's energy, because God owns Satan. So when you don't want to listen to me, you will have your wrath removed, and you'll have your dignity and your pride taken away of, and the shame will come to your face, and bad news will come to your mental health, and you'll go back to living in Adam and Eve's days as a nude. Yeah, where you didn't know you was naked, but you was walking about on the street. Okay, and I'm not playing with you. It says someone here knows who you are, because their demons are after you. You could have gone down in that way through an aunt or a family member that does this, and it says no one's going to allow you to go down that way. Nobody. People know that this person was not allowed to do things and shame themselves, but they had problems with people around them doing bad things to them, so they had to go back into their mind and think about how they could solve the problem in the family, because they can't go down in shame like that. It's too shameful. So it says, warning, I will make you walk the streets naked. This is when you come in to say, I'm going to solve my problem with people out there and make them look mad. Yeah? So when you realize you've tapped into an energy that is going to cause a scene for their heads, whoever's bullying you, okay, to go back to their times when they can remember that they had bad news, because no one's going to help you in the good way to punish yourself, okay? Ideally, good way to punish yourself doesn't really make sense, but it's like, do you know you could punish yourself and I'm going to harm you again and again and again? Punish myself and I'm going to harm myself again and again. How does that work? I wouldn't even want to know it works. Or do I need to know you? No. So why is this person even talking to you? Why do they feel they need to come to you and say anything to you? Why is it they punish you and want to make fun of you and then laugh at you, make jokes about you, and then they come back and do the same thing again and again and again? It says, do you know this person's a narcissistic traitor? This person wouldn't mind shaming you and making you go down that road. This person doesn't know why he even does that. He says, I know that I could never filthily touch you or make you feel some type of way, but I warn you, I will never bring my mindset around you to make you feel that way. But yet this person curses you and makes fun of you behind your back, like as if you should walk in shame. How dare they make you feel that way? What kind of father figure is this person for them? Because some of you are dealing with an absolute narcissistic father. Okay, some of you are dealing with a narcissistic stepfather. Some of you are dealing with a narcissistic mother. Some of you are dealing with a narcissistic uncle or a granddad. Okay, maybe a grandparent as well. Some of you are dealing with somebody in your family, a cousin or anybody that could be in your bloodline related to sexual mental health problems that could come to their head, and then they have to try and pivot the other way because they don't want to see it happen to you, right? But they don't want to know that they haven't got it in their head, and being nasty to you directly isn't going to work. So indirectly, it's absolutely brave for them to do things to you, your personal parts or your mindset or people around you, to punish you. Why do you always feel like rape is coming into your head for some of you guys? Some of you guys sit down and you think about rape like in a way where it's like you're not bothered by its energy because it's not bothering you directly. No one's coming to you and trying to do anything to you or harming you, all right? But you keep looking at it like, oh, I wouldn't want to know that happens to me. Or, oh, why does it keep happening to other people? Or, oh, do you know that I would punish the shit out of someone if any of you tell me that it's going to happen to me or it's going to happen to someone close to me or around me? Oh, I don't like that. Why do people do that? Like, you've got it on your head as a personal problem, okay? Yeah. And it doesn't say it gets any better for you in that way if you keep looking at it in your head and you can't understand why. Why is it there in the first place? Why is it people keep looking at your mindset like you have to talk about it or you have to speak to people that have got it and try to pivot them out of the problem in their head? Because you do that as a counselor for some of you guys, but there's reasons behind everything, even in our jobs, why we take on certain positions, why we do certain things that we do to help one another or solve problems in the community. It comes from our ancestral realms, okay? So it does say that we've got to look at things in a way that we probably wouldn't want to at times, or we will want to see that we've got good news to support the problem or help the problem or solve the problem, okay? Ideally, it's like we're not trying to solve the problem in a way that we're giving anybody problems, okay? We're trying to solve it in a way that we're gonna take people out of the bad news, okay? Never go into the good news, bad news, so to speak. Ideally, some people want you to think, oh yeah, you're gonna solve the problem, but it's gonna make it worse. No, we don't do that. Okay, we don't do that here, and we don't do that on this channel, and we don't do that in the mindset. Ideally, we're not teaching that, preaching that, and ideally, other people out there that are watching this or not watching this are not doing that in a way that they're giving themselves good news, and it is supported by good news only, and not the good versus the bad and the bad versus the good in a way it's riddled and bad is good and good is bad. We're not going to riddle ourselves like that. We do want to know that we're solving problems. We want to help people in a genuine way. Okay, so it says right now you all will see problematic situations move past your head. You won't see problems going down and down and down and down and down in a way that you will have problems again and again and again, but you will have problems in your mindset moving away from family members that wanted to curse you in your mind. Some of you are trying to pivot away from them and you're warning, so how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I do this? It says karma comes to whoever that doesn't want you to move past it. There's demons around your realm that don't want you to do this, but they have to be blessed in their mind, don't they? Because they got special needs too. No, we are not going to caress the special needs people like that. Okay, anyone that's got demonic mental health and they want to see you harmed and they want to see you stuck in a problem, they've got to cast a spell on themselves and remove any evil from their bloodline on their own or in their mental health and trouble themselves away from you, because they will pull you back from your work and what you're doing to become rich and famous or good and decent or, you know, just proper happy in your life. And you would never understand why these people are doing what they're doing, because they're warned by your same ancestors to harm you. Even when you thought, well, I've got a good mind to do good. No, the ancestors that have been placed in your ancestors that are still alive are going to do good to your mindset at times, but very bad to you discreetly, indirectly, or in your face at times too. They warn themselves not to speak directly at times. They want to be quiet and try and prey on you, you know, witchcraft you, spell you, curse you, laugh at you, hope and pray you will do wrong in the way you want to see things good in your life. They do all kind of different things to melt down in their heads to punish you. But the thing is, you're not going to see yourself in a problem all the time. You're going to find ways out of the situation and the systematic laws of your family and your bloodline that are doing wrong to you. You'll find ways to get out of it, not just pivot, but get out of it. And it's cut off from your energy and your family or your children, your seeds and your stomach. You know, ideally your seeds and your womb, your eggs, okay? It says people don't want to know that you even speak well in your mind to help yourself out of a problem. But the truth is, somebody would love to see you in a problem all your life. And it's not going to be easy to say it's your mum or your dad, but it is somewhere in your ancestral realm, okay? Father figure, maybe a grandparent or even an ancestor through another ancestor. There is bad news on one side of the family that has a very bad ancestor that's watching you right now. For some of you guys in the Chiron community, of the energies that are going on right now to play a role to harm you, okay? These sisters, okay, of his are doing bad. They don't want to know that they're having good news with you at all. They may cast a spell on you or harm you or hurt you. They didn't know that they could harm you so badly. They would punish themselves and they will deal with their heads, okay? They realize that they're going to have punishments every day. And karma comes to them with this because they don't know where it's going or how. They just know that it's going to come to you and give you bad news, okay? So it says right now in Chiron, there's someone that wants to pay you a large sum of money or give you a gift. It says this person didn't know that you had enough to spare. This person really, really appreciates that and they don't know how to punish you any more than that because they've been cursing you behind your back. However, it says you didn't know that you could help me, did you? And it says, warning, I knew that I could help you. I just didn't have the time to call you. I've been under stress, under problems, and I did want to call you, but I've been overwhelmed with sadness. Why is this ancestor trying to bless you now with good news after they done cursed you? Yeah, this could be even your own child for some of you. Yeah, even when they know that they could do good and just bless you instead of curse you, they turn around and they curse you. And then they come with good news or bearing gifts or doing something to show you good things. But then they turn around and say thank you afterwards. And then they move on and then they start wishing they never harmed your mindset with whatever it is that they cursed you with in the first place. Why is it this person always bothers their head around your head when you don't have anything good to give them, ideally in money, okay, or in the form of love? It could be sex, it could be anything. If this person isn't your child, you know, this person could be a friend, or, you know, it could be a family member that wants you and your love, not necessarily sex. You know, it could just be someone that wants to know that they're there in some way, okay? It could be a friend, family member, it could be, you know, whoever, all right? But it says, why does this person want to challenge you right now to pay more money to them? Okay, but not really. It's like, all right, you pay more money to me and then I'll get my money back. But it says, warning, why would I want to pay more money to you when I know I'm going to be flat down and broke? I never really wanted to pay that money to you right now, but I knew I had to because I'm not going to see you in any problem. Okay, I can help you if I've got it. All right, even if I'm a go-getter and I'm trying to make things happen for myself and I'm warning myself this is going to happen, it's going to pass, things are going to be really good. But I'm also warning myself that problems could come, okay? It says no one understands you but you. You would have to see yourself in a problem. Everybody would have to see themselves in a problem as well. In the next 2 weeks to a month, people will see themselves in a problem. It says go on, speak about the problems that you have all the time if you feel like it. However, it says you're not going to see these problems all the time. But it says, warning, they're going to always see themselves in a problem all the time too. But it says, why would they want to see themselves in a problem all the time when they want to, you know, give you problems? People don't want to see that you've got problems all the time, but they do know that they could give you problems, you know, constantly, or even burden you, all right? But it says you will have to see that you've got problems sometimes with people, and not necessarily in a bad way, okay? So anytime they realize things, all right, they will have to burden themselves, okay? And not really speak of things, okay? So they don't know how to communicate things all the time, but they will see problematic situations come about because they said they warn themselves not to give themselves bad news, and they see themselves as a problem. But it says, I know that I can't give myself a bad omen because anytime people want to speak about them, they know that they have bad news, okay? But it says, warning, why would you want to give yourself good news and bad news? After all, you want to give me bad news, but you want to give yourself good news. However, it says, I'm trying to warn you. I don't want to be a problem to you. So I'm going to give myself problems, and I'm not going to give myself problems. With you, I stole from you, okay? Someone stole from you. They took your money. They took advantage of you. Now you're not going to help them in their mindset with things that you know that you could do to help them to solve a problem. But it says, haha, you see, I've got the upper hand if I go quickly and solve the problem, and you look like shit. But it says, you're not going to look like shit. Why? Because they should have been doing this anyway. Why should you go and do the dirty work? Ideally, if you know that they have to help you in some way, why don't they go to the system and say, all right, I know that I need to solve the problem. I need to see the problem solved, okay? It doesn't say that you have to see the problem solved again and again and again, because they keep being nasty to you. And when they know that they keep being nasty to you, stealing from you, taking from you and laughing at you, they have to see their own shadow side. Hence why it's not your fault that you didn't solve a problem for them. You may have wanted to. God may have got in the way and said, nope, not today, Satan. You go and do it yourself, okay? Because at the end of the day, you don't want to keep seeing a problem ongoing, right? It could backfire on you if you're thinking, all right, if they don't come next year and solve the problem for me and give me good news in my head so that I can see where this is going, okay? Why would they want to now? Or they're looking at it in that way, which is true, but it says, well, if we do that, we're in trouble by law, okay? So let them be in trouble by law if they want to, because they have to give you answers to why they didn't give you good news. Do you get it? So it's backfiring on them. It's not backfiring on you, okay? It's going to give you problems after year if you don't get your act together, is what somebody wants to say, because I'm calling you in one day to speak to you. However, they can't get you, okay? You're not going to speak to them directly about any problem of their own. They don't have to treat you the way they're treating you, and they know they've been treating you bad. They don't have to steal from you. They don't have to lie to you. They don't have to warn themselves to lie to the government about you, or even lie to themselves about what they're doing, because they know that they're doing wrong. They said they stole from you. They know they've stolen from you, and you don't give a shit to help them. They don't want to help you with nothing. And now it's like, well, I know that you're not going to help me with nothing. And I could even lose my mind over the situation, but I don't want to lose my mind. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to. You keep punishing me, keep hurting me. I don't want to know that I'm losing out in any way, shape or form when it comes to your mindsets being good to me. I don't want to know that I'm going to have problems. I already have evil situations around me with the problems that you've allowed to happen to me. And I can't stand it. But I don't see you maneuvering the problem in a way that can shift and be good to me. Yeah? So these people understand who you are exactly. They don't want to pivot away from your mind. They don't want to help you with anything good. They don't want to solve the problem for you where you get good news. They don't want to give you back to God in a way that you have problems that are solved. You don't get it, they says. We have problems for days, weeks and months, but why do you keep putting more problems on me? You keep taking liberties is what they say. How? With who and what? Like, how did I take liberties? Where? Please explain that to me. All I did was tell you off for not giving me good news in my home with things that I needed, or even things that I need from my family. Because you could be dealing with like a government system. It could be a council. It could be a housing association. It could be a workplace situation. It could be anything around you that is related to your home or your family, right? Why are these people burdening you and cursing you? Why do they keep playing a role to subject themselves around you with bad news? Yeah? They keep giving you problem after problem. Why do they keep doing that? Chiron will understand it more. Ideally, Scorpio's energy could come into it and find out why it's doing that to you, just so that it could change for you. Okay? Because they got to pivot around these energies and look and see, how can I change this for you? How can I, maneuver around the head, causing a surge energy for you? Not going into cornucopia, because bad news is we go into cornucopia a lot as Scorpios at times when we can't change things if somebody else doesn't want to change it. That's the government ruling over us, which is Cancer, okay? It's Cancer's energy. When they like to go in a different direction to punish people, and they like to punish Scorpio a lot. But it says we try to warn them not to participate in any bad news. And they still feel like they have a firm belief to do so at times. But it says they don't know who we are as their ownership. Yeah, because we are the judges. Like, they may think they're the government, but who bloody made the government come about? Scorpio. Like, we're the judges. We're the ones that you have to come to when there's a problem anyway. So when you want to make up more problems out there for people, then you want to see yourself in my courtroom. How the hell are you going to deal with the problem in Satan? Because now I have to look at Satan like, is Satan going to hurt us? Because I have to deal with the problem with wherever the issue is. And I've got to fuck up any problem that comes to the head of any evil doer. All right? Any evil doer could be any star sign, any person, any situation that comes up through Capricorn. Because there's hard work to be done here. You know, we've got to look at things in a way that it's very vindictive, it's priceless at times, but it's primary care energy that we need to look at. Okay, primary care. Because why do we need to look at the problem all the time? Okay, like we've got to be attentive to it all the time. All right, and it doesn't say why we've got to do that. Okay, it causes a scene around our heads. Okay, so it's got to be looked at very equally and very vindictively and very jealously, because some people don't win and some people do lose a lot, but it doesn't help anybody. It's bad news. It's very bad news. Okay, so people will trouble you in your mind, but not every day of your life. And people will move on eventually, but not every day of your life too. Some people come back, or some people walk away and then they come back again because they're pivoting back and forth. Or they might see themselves in a problem, then they don't want to see themselves in a problem, and they're warned not to come to you. But it says bad news. Bad news, bad news. You keep coming to Scorpio's energy to punish them because you know they're the system, you know they're the government, you know their realm is evil or it's not evil, but they have to be fair and justify why good is good or why bad is bad. Yeah, it could go either way because, you know, Scorpio energy has to deal with things in the mind to be good or bad, but mostly in a justified way because Libra's right next to them, taking on the abilities to give themselves good news through their admin work. They give the admin work that they do to Scorpio. Okay, all these star signs have an assignment. All right, even Sagittarius knows they need to sort things out for Scorpio too. All right, hence why they keep looking at Scorpio like, am I doing it right? Is everything okay? Do you like me still, or have I done it wrong? Do you want me to go down that road with you, Sagittarius? Because I know you go down that road with Satan. Yeah, they know that too, but they like to come back and say, all right, I'm not going to bully you today. But have you seen that I was sorting things out in the right way for you? Okay, well, we saw that today, it was good. But last week it was bad. How did you manage to do that? Okay? Scorpio understands this. The justice system understands this too, because they always come in and pushing many things on Scorpio. Did you get this? Did you get that email? Did you get that text message? Did you get this information? Did you get? It says they keep going down the wrong road in the system. Okay? People that are bothering you in the government realm. Okay, ideally people that are not of the churches or the judges, okay, because these people are, you know, higher than some. All right, we're talking about the community workers, people that have to go out there for the main government. Ideally the Supreme Court, okay, has assigned the government to go out there and do their duty for the community. Okay, but they know that they have to give people good news, and if they don't give them good news, they're laughed at. Okay, and if they fall in a trap where they have to now give Scorpio's energy, which is a judge, good news, but then it turns into bad news because, warning, something turned around in Scorpio's mind and says, I know that you're just playing with me. You're not really giving them good news. You're a liar. Why are you lying for? You're playing about. You was told to do it this way and you're doing it another way, but you done it in a way that it riddled me and it riddled them. Why are you doing that for? Why are they doing that? They feel like they can come back and manipulate and trick and do all kind of crazy things to harm people. This is bad news. So Scorpio's energy is not going to allow it to happen anymore. People have to walk away from the problem. Giving yourself good news today is a plan out of a situation. And it says it's not going to be easy, but you may have sold your soul to somebody that thought they could give you good news, but bad news comes. Then it says it's not going to be easy to solve the situation around you, but it will be easier said than done. So you've got to walk away from a problem with a family member that thought that they could give you problems all your life because they tried to warn you that they're the breadwinner. It says, warning, did you not know that I'm coming up with something that I'm going to tease your mindset away from mine? Okay, being nasty, all right? Because it's not boss yet. It hasn't come about yet in a way that I'm winning yet, but I will win. I know that eventually I have to win, you know, this year, and in the new year, moving on very, very early start in the new year at that. We have to win, okay? This karma is not going to be bad news. It's going to be blessed karma. Karma that gives you good news. Not the type of good news that you thought was bad news. And it's not the type of bad news that comes about, okay? That you thought could happen anyway. It says good news is coming. For those of you that can't win, I've got something up my sleeve to make you win, says somebody. So you're going to win, okay? And it will work. Don't ever underestimate this problem of this person. Oh, here we go. It's riddling. Don't ever underestimate this person. Why is it riddling? Their ancestors don't want them to win. That's why it's riddling. They have problems with people and they're fighting on your behalf to make sure it doesn't affect you what they're going through with their ancestors. But in your realm, it's going to be bloody brilliant because you can take the information and run with it. Absolutely. Be there for yourself and be square. Okay, do good for yourself. So it says, warning you not to speak to me again in my mindset. Have you heard that I'm not into you in your mind about things? I like you, but I don't like the way you look at me in your head. Oh, I wouldn't know if I wanted to roll with you in your mindset about things, but do you know I'm there? This person says they don't need to look at you anyway. So just ignore the situation because they're a part of the team that you're going to get good news from. But it says, warning, don't expect anything from her. Her mindset needs to change about things. She's riddling you with things, and she does know that. She's got karma with that. And she does know that she shouldn't speak to you in a way that you're stupid, because you're not stupid. You've spoken to her about situations that should have come about. She should have apologized about it, but she's not doing so. This is where she doesn't need to speak to you about a team membership anymore if she feels that she's not winning. Okay, or even if you're not winning, because it says this idea for her to manipulate and bully people or make people make laughter come to their cells with things that she's doing is not good. She may have told you to do something or that you're doing something with her. Then she realized she had to pivot in another direction because it was lies that she was saying, or she was saying that there's not good news energy in your mindset to be around her. And it says the no notion energy in her head had to come back stronger or better. So she started emailing people or talking to people to see if she looks good. It doesn't say she looks good, to be fair. You still look at her like, you're weird. And then you can't even speak very well. And then her mindset says, oh, I know, but I realize people will look at me better that I'm trying to help. Oh, I don't know. They've seen her and they realize she's got karma with this, because people like her skin color or her eyes or, her chestiness. Her mindset around people's head, prettiness could be there as well, but not really much work effort that's doing that great. And maybe even the mindset of hers being a narcissistic traitor to other people, or maybe lying to them and giving them bad news, or giving them good news but then bad news, or lying to herself about things is not very good. She's a very sloppy worker. Okay, and it doesn't say it looks good for anybody, so she will have to challenge her mind away from you. Okay, maybe another person would do better for you, but she's not warning herself to be around you. And there could be a team of people, but it says, warning, you want skin color to be in your mindset about things, or maybe there's someone that needs to help you around the head that try to keep calling you. And it says, yeah, this person kept calling me after I gave them one ring and they just kept running me down, which is true. It says she knows who she is because she does call people a lot. So it's not that you didn't want to go to somebody that was going to be of your same skin color. It's mostly she was calling you a lot. However, it says a woman doesn't need to go so far in regards to black and white. These people keep looking at skin color like it's the holy grail, like, oh, this person wants a black person, oh, this person wants a white person. And even if you do, does it matter? Sometimes people want to be close to their own way of looking at things. And even if that means, all right, I'm closer to home with something, or I don't mind the opposite race, but at the same time I want something that's good for me, not someone that's going to be using me for the mindset, because it could be anybody. It could be black, white, indigo, blue. It really doesn't matter. Okay, so they have to stop looking at things in a way that their mindset would, diamond things in their mind, like, oh, I see you crystal clear. No, they don't. So behave. Okay, because it says that you can be like that sometimes, some of you, but warning, not everybody's like that. And even if you are like that, it doesn't matter. Some people are building in a way that they see fit for themselves. So stop interfering with people's belief system. As long as they're not rude, and as long as they're not racist, and as long as they're not bad or evil, there shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Now, there's a warning for your child to come to you again about something, housing situation, home, or, is Chiron going to play a part in this? Chiron has left the building. Okay, so we can move on and do Sagittarius reading for this person. Maybe you will see the energy in Sagittarius reading, even if you're not a Sagittarius, okay? Because it says the time has come to see something through the mindset of theirs, which is bad news again, or good news, because there could be good news, but they have to see what's going on with you and help that you want to give if it's going to work out because it's stress right now for this person and what they want to do, but it's boring you or harming your head, or there's a negative stigma around this. And there's that woman again, using these energies as a way to harden her head around you and hurt you. So that needs to be looked at first before any child comes to your mind about what help they need, because the help that they need is stable. It doesn't have to be used right now. It's not an emergency, okay? It's not one of those things where they are in a problem and you have to run to their aid real quick. It can last up until November, if anything, all right? So we're going to warn you that we move on past this energy field in Jesus' name. We do give you love and light, and we warn you not to be bothersome to anyone around you. At this time, there is Chiron energy protecting you from problems, but it is also going to tell you how to move past them as well in Jesus as well, okay? Because Jesus energy is not really there in your mindset all the time. For some of you, you could be Muslim, some of you could be some other religion, or you don't believe in God. We try not to speak to people that don't believe in God, honey, because we are into God heavily on this channel. And not only that, we understand that you will bring yourselves to a problematic situation in court cases, okay, or problematic problems with people in court cases, and it doesn't have to happen, okay? There could be bad news and good news for some of you guys, but we warn you not to go down the road with these people. Even if you have to bitch slap them in your head, don't do it in your reality. Try to warn yourself to pivot away from them or move away from their mind. Don't use Satan in your brain. Try to pray to God that you're never going to harm them or hurt them in real life, even when they piss you off, because there's a mean mindset around someone right now that could really harm your mindset, because she knows that you're weak in the mind at times as well to do this when you're angry, because her provoke energy is too much. She provokes you way too much, okay? If you see something lying on the floor, kick it aside. If you see something that she's done at your door, push it back to her. If you see something in her head, just move it away. But don't keep thinking, I've got to kill her dead. I've got to harm her dead. I've got to harm her dead. Her father figure doesn't want that to happen. Her ancestors don't want that to happen. And you know what's coming up for her head? That she feels that way as well, like she has to die. Now, if she feels that way, that's all said and done in a way that it might be good. But don't do it in real life, okay? Because she may be warned in her head to stop by that mindset. Stop hurting people or else you're going to die. Yeah, in her head. All right, she's thinking that. But if she doesn't stop, what can you do about it? So God is warning you not to speak to her head. Try to give yourself back to God. Use your kingdom of God rituals. Love yourself and keep away from this narcissistic woman. Okay? She will never change. At times she will have to find a way, but she'll never completely change. She's got problems with narcissistic personality. Okay, these people don't change so easy. Even if you say, all right, I'm going to do a reading to see how they change, they just don't. You have to witchcraft them, you have to problematic them, you have to even look at their ancestors and see where they're going to come back and give you revenge. Sometimes they will change eventually because God has to take them down. Where they're going next is down to God, okay? We have to look at that. Now, the idea that you want to see blessings come to you is warning you it's going to happen in November. This situation is not going to be easy to hold on to, though, if it doesn't work in your favor, where you could give yourself blessings all the time, the way you happen to give yourself good news in November, or even October for some of you that bloody bust in other ways, all right? So it says, warning, try and trust that you're doing good. Don't give up. Keep working on your plans, your projects, anything that you're giving yourself to pay yourself. You got good news in Pisces. If you wanted to, we could do a reading on Pluto's energy versus Pisces Jupiter energy. Them two energies are better for you than Mars, okay? Says Venus might help a little bit, but you have to warn yourself of evil. There are some planets like could help you in the celestial realms, okay? We'll have to see what that is, okay, in order to look into that for you, because it's not coming up directly right now. But write the words celestial realms, okay, and see what comes up, all right? And don't give yourself problems, okay? Try not to see yourself in a bad way as well, okay? Try to give yourself things that are gonna work out for you in a better way, in a way that you could cope and the way that you can manage. All right, Scorpio realm is also gonna help you with this, okay? So how do you help yourself pass a test when it comes to a family member. In Chiron, by the way, they want to know that you could win with this as well, with this money thing that you're trying to do. And it says it doesn't need for you to be quiet about it or silent, because it could bring their mind up to think, bloody, I could do that, when they feel like they've got good news there, because they warn themselves to gossip too much. And this is where you're like, well, I don't want to go wrong with this, but even if I do let this person gossip, I look good. But to who? Their friends or family members? It says this person will expect too much or to see too much as well. So best thing to do is keep quiet until you know that you're giving yourself good news or playing a role to give yourself good news. You don't have to warn yourself that anybody in the friends of theirs could give you good news. You give yourself good news all on your own, because this person is trying to warn you that I have played my mindset around you to curse you in my head, but in reality I've told my friends about you too. So if this person's trying to talk about you to their friends, murmuring that their parent is not good enough or there's bad news with their family, you know, this person will shame themselves one day. Keep your secrets to yourself. Boss in a way that you're doing good to your life, and everything will work out. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. And you'll see good news in the near future. Keep the mind of celestial realms in your favor with Jupiter, Pluto, and a bit of Venus. Okay, try to write those things down if you can, and we will watch and see how it happens for you in the next week or two, because problems will go away. They won't stay forever. They might even come back, but you have to see that they don't. So keep working hard. Keep, telling yourself, I'm rigor at this and I'm doing well, because you could get better news with your work in November time as well. So Jesus is going to protect you throughout this journey. Love and light to you all. We respect you for trying, and we will see you in the next reading. Ciao for now, my lovelies. Take good care. Have a blessed week and a month. Good